Hey guys, I'm Devin de Lima. So first and foremost, I want to apologize for not uploading last week. Honestly, life was just really chaotic and busy, and I hope that you forgive me. That being said, I feel like a lot of my channel has turned into Invisalign and things like that, and I recognize that, and I don't want to be just an Invisalign channel, but at the same time, I see that a lot of you guys are subscribing from those videos and are genuinely interested in it. So first and foremost, thank you for subscribing and welcome to the family, but also let's talk a little bit more about it. As you can see right here, Tiffany suggested that I do more videos about Invisalign and what would a daily routine look like with Invisalign. So first and foremost, thank you, Tiffany. That was a great suggestion. Absolutely fantastic idea. And I thought that, you know, I would have loved to have seen a video like this when I was looking into Invisalign and thinking about starting it. So let's really get into the nitty-gritty of what you're going to need to carry around with you everywhere you go. First and foremost, it's very important that you carry your cases around. They give you two cases. One is like this. It's opaque and red. The other one's more translucent blue. You just open it, put your trays in there, put them away, good to go. You don't want to put them away like into your pocket or anything like that if you're taking them out to eat. I mean, it's just, it keeps them safe, it keeps them protected. If you break one, it's gonna cost you money and it's gonna cost you time in order to get that fixed. It's a whole thing. So yeah, basically just keep your trays in your cases when they're not in your mouth and keep them on your person at all times. Next up, say that you're at work or at school and you've had lunch, so you really want to brush your teeth before you put your trays back in. So you're always going to want to have a thing of toothpaste, depending on like if you have a purse or if you have a bag or something like that. You can find one of those travel size toothpastes and they're really cheap. You can just go through them quickly. I just have like a bigger one because I just have a messenger bag with me all the time. Then you also want a travel size toothbrush. You can get these at like a grocery store, anything like that. Just look for the travel section. It always gets, you know, put away really easily. It's so convenient and it's good to have. And remember to always change your travel toothbrush, especially if you are sick recently or if it's been like 3 months. You're going to want to change that out. Just because you're not using it every single time you brush your teeth doesn't mean that you want to keep introducing those germs back into your mouth. If you have attachments with rubber bands, you're always going to want to carry on your rubber bands. Duh. But you also have to change these out 3 to 4 times a day. I change them out every single time I take out my trays and then put them back in. So you're always going to want to have these on you. And yes, they are going to get everywhere inside your bag if you don't seal it up all the way. And you might find that your rubber bands are just all over the place at school, in your car, at work, in your bedroom. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen, but at the end of the day, just try to be safe and make sure that, you know, if you have animals or anything like that, they're not eating them, playing with them, because last thing you would want to happen is something bad to happen to your animal or pet because you weren't being responsible with your own rubber bands. And lastly, and this also has to do with attachments, is dental wax. Again, this was something I briefly talked about. It's very tiny, it's straight up wax. It's like a crayon. You just take this and pull off a part like so. And then you just kind of make it malleable in your fingers and then spread it on the one part that might be irritating in your mouth. And then you just save the rest. It's a lifesaver, especially if you get attachments and your mouth is getting sore, or even if you don't have attachments and the edges of your Invisalign, like at the bottom, might be a little sharp or something like that. Always do that. Or if you put them in and you'll be able to gauge right away if it's going to start to irritate your mouth. Just take like a nail file or like an emery board and like use it on the edge of your trays before you put them back in, and you're good to go. Now that being said, what does my day look like with Invisalign? Well, honestly, it's not that much different than every other day before Invisalign, except now I'm just gonna have to, you know, before I go out to eat or I have something to eat, I go, oh yeah, I have to take out my trays. I pop them out, I put them in my case, and then I put my case down in front of me or, you know, in my bag right away, so like I don't leave it somewhere because that would be tragic and a waste of money in the end. And then, you know, after you're done eating, go brush your teeth, put in your trays again, If you want, if you can see like plaque building up on your trays or anything like that, I know that's kind of gross, but it will happen. Use your toothbrush after you brush your teeth, wet it, scrub a little bit on the trays. Don't use any toothpaste, it will scratch the trays. And then put the trays back in, add the rubber bands as needed, and then you're good to go. I mean, and then just put everything back in your bag. So honestly, if nothing else, Invisalign teaches any gender that it's okay to have a bag. I have a messenger bag. It kind of came second nature to me living in a large city of Chicago, but from there on, you're just always going to have a bag for this entire time of the treatment, unless you really feel like you have enough pockets to kind of cart all this stuff around. So if you're doing Accelerant, which is something that I referenced in my first Invisalign video, this little mouth guard thing, you put it in your mouth, it vibrates for like 20 minutes. Make sure that you're doing it every single night. You will see results. It is totally painless. It is kind of relaxing. And honestly, just make a routine of doing that every single night. Get into bed. I'm always someone who cannot fall asleep as soon as I get into bed. I need like 20 to 30 minutes. Use those 20 to 30 minutes to do your Accelerant. I mean, it's honestly so relaxing. It's like a massage for your teeth. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it's like a little like weird and itchy, and when I first started it, it made me sneeze a couple of times just because it like was weird. But you know, it's totally pain-free, and yeah, I mean, just make it part of your daily routine. And if you forget about it, I was told that you can do the 20 minutes again as soon as you remember, and then make up for it like later on. Just do it like at your normal time. So say you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my god, I never did my Accelerant last night. Just do it right then and there. Again, this is gonna be different for people who are working regularly or have like a consistent schedule and like you have to go to work or something like that. But you'll figure out a way to break it up. You can do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and then 20 later. Like, you can break it up however you need to, but just know that in that day, you're gonna have to do 40. I don't think they suggest you do 2 treatments back to back because it's not that effective. But, you know, at the end of the day, personally, I think that if you had to do 2 treatments back to back, it's not gonna really damage anything. Or if you forgot one, I think over the course of the treatment, it's such a tiny percentage, and as long as you don't make a habit of it, you'll be fine. But if you can make it up, I would. There you have it. That's my daily routine on Invisalign. It's super straightforward. It's very similar to everything else that you read, unfortunately. I think just being open and honest about your treatment with as many people as you want to be is totally fine. And don't be embarrassed by it. I think that's one of the biggest things. I was so embarrassed at first that I was like, you know, I feel like I have adult braces because, well, I do. And I was mortified. I wanted this treatment, but I wanted no one to know I was having this treatment. And now I'm realizing with every new person I'm meeting and talking to, you know, as we get to know each other, I'll mention it in passing because I'm kind of proud that I'm going through the treatment. And it's not that big of a deal. And if they have a problem with it, then forget them. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every single Saturday, most of the time. And if you guys have any more questions or anything, please leave them in the comments below. I am doing my best to answer every single one of you and be sure that I'm on top of them. And also, if you guys have any suggestions for other videos that you would like to see, are there any things that you are genuinely curious about, even if you don't think I've ever been through them? Just ask me and I'll entertain the idea and see, because I want to keep you guys around and things like that selfishly, but also I would love to help you guys through anything else that you're going through in your life, not just Invisalign. And there's a bunch of other things that you guys are going through. Maybe it's, I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. You tell me. And I would love to hear all your ideas for different videos that you would love to watch. All that being said, thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll see you guys next week for another brand new video. Later. It's finally here.